Welcome back to Sister. Today's episode is about being Gambia bound. So I just want to start out talking about the cost associated with going to the continent. I know there's a huge move for people to go back to the continent. So I just want to talk a little bit about that and the expense that's associated with it. So the first expense is your passport expense. So if you've never gotten a passport before, of course, that's going to be your first step in the process. And a passport is going to set you back about $145 for just the passport book. If you've already got a passport, great. That's one less expense to worry about. The processing times are very lengthy right now for passports, just to give you a heads up. In terms of the cost of the ticket, right now, the cost of a ticket to Gambia is running almost $1,500, which is really, really high. But considering that we're in a pandemic and flights are limited, and flights to Gambia in itself are limited, you're going to pay a pretty penny. It depends on the time that you travel. A friend of mine just went recently and her tickets were a lot cheaper. In addition to the expense of the ticket itself, for folks like myself that sometimes like to travel first class, a part of the leg of the flight, I did do an upgrade for about $100 on the way back to do first class. And in addition to your airline ticket, you're going to have the cost of the visa fee. Now, the visa fee used to be $100. It is now $200. I will share a link below in the notes with the new link. You might be confused because on the Gambia Embassy website for DC, you'll still find the $100 application as well. So make sure you get the correct application. I'll include the link below. In addition to visa fees, there's also the fees for vaccinations. I had to get yellow fever. That set me back about $240, not including the clinic fee. And what else? Then I also got malaria medication, typhoid medication. The malaria medication ran about $30. The typhoid medication was about $20. The insurance covered it. In addition, I also had expenses for traveler's diarrhea. That was $16. Mosquito spray, $16. And then I'll get into the other items that I ordered in addition. Sorry, I forgot to mention hydrochloroquine is one of the malaria medications. It has a lot of bad side effects, so there's an alternative that you take daily. Please do consider it because I have both, and I think I'm going to take the daily versus the hydrochloroquine. So just a note on that. Now, the other items that I ordered off of Amazon was the adapter. I wasn't sure if it was 110, 220. And I think sometimes it depends on where you're at. So I just went ahead and ordered this multi-verse converter. I also ordered a passport holder because I do have little people that travel with me sometime as well. So I wanted to make sure I'd be able to hold their passports. I also got a mask filter, which the travel clinic strongly recommended that you use a filter, a charcoal filter, or a filter with your mask going in and out of the airports, all the flights. I think that is very, very important. I also ordered Bilberry. This is just to reduce blood clots and things like that. It helps thin out your blood. I have my kiddos and they have chronic health issues, so I give them Bilberry to kind of keep their blood thinned out. So I started taking some myself weeks before travel. So again, depending on what your health recommendations are, find something that's going to help you to reduce those blood clots. Then I also got my travel pillow pack with my mask. My mask is like a must-have. I use one regularly anyways, but I just wanted something new for the trip. And thank you to Zandella. Shout out to Zandella in the UK. I saw one of her videos about going to the Gambia, and she mentioned making a Citronella shea mix. So I already make shea mixes, so I went ahead and ordered some Citronella, and I made up some Citronella shea mixes. And having lived in the South in the U.S., citronella candles work great as well to keep those mosquitoes away. to reduce the bites, because I know I'll be some fresh blood over in the Gambia. So I ordered these little mini citronellas just to put out while we're outdoors and hanging outside, because we do plan on spending a lot of time outside. How much we'll use these, we'll see. I don't know about you, but personally, I just like to make sure that I have everything that I need. Oh, and I did forget to mention one thing in terms of shipping your visa applications and things. Don't forget that you have to send a self-addressed stamped envelope. I used FedEx, and that cost me about $50 to $60. Okay, so I know some of you may think that I'm extra, but I do want to make sure, because I am a coffee connoisseur, that I have coffee like the next morning when I land, and I don't have to worry about running out to go get coffee. So I just like to make sure that I have it. I like to have whole bean coffee, which I grind up fresh. I started doing that earlier this year after taking a trip to Dubai, and my girlfriend that lives there would grind her coffee fresh, and it was absolutely like the best coffee ever, just by having whole bean coffee. So in addition to the coffee, I also ordered a coffee grinder. So the coffee is going to be gone by the time I finish my trip, but the coffee grinder I plan on leaving at my friend's house that we'll be staying with, for whoever else comes to visit or stay with her and wants fresh ground coffee as well. In addition to the coffee grinder, I also ordered my French press, which is how I like to have my coffee. Again, that's just me personally. I think a French press makes the best cup of coffee like ever. So that's just my 2 cents. If you haven't tried a French press, definitely worth trying. So I hope this video gave you enough information about the costs to expect. I'll do a total and I'll plug it in here. Thank you for watching.